am Subhangini Priya.
And I am Abhishek Mishra.
And we are here to discuss the salient features of our courseware on Indian history so that you can use this courseware very, very effectively in your UPSC journey. So, sir, before we start talking about the features of the courseware, we have been mentoring students for so long in this field. What is that one most important challenge a candidate faces when it comes to, preparing for history for UPSC examination?
So with regards to history for UPSC CC, the biggest issue is multiplicity of sources. We have 11 to 12 sources for 5 themes, and that too, some of them give prelims level understanding, some of them give mains level understanding. There is no resource which brings both prelims and mains together, and that too in a one-stop solution.
And I think that this is one of the major problems because, since there is no one-stop solution, many students think, okay, you know what, let me just leave the section of history.
The easiest solution is to leave history.
And I think the easiest and I think a disastrous thing in your preparation journey because you end up losing so many questions which could have given you an edge compared to the other aspirants. And I think this is where the McGraw-Hill Edge courseware platform actually comes in. So, sir, how is this courseware very different and what is this courseware?
So what makes our book a courseware is it marries the digital along with the word itself. This is where McGraw-Hill is trying to revolutionize the space. It is becoming a game changer. It is introducing new pedagogical approaches, a new exam-based understanding where they want to bring in versatile learning, assessment solutions, and innovative pedagogical approaches together. So in our courseware or any courseware of McGraw-Hill, what you will see is that there is not just a textual approach, but there are further videos which give you a better understanding. That is where it makes it from just prelims to mains. Ma'am.
And I think, sir, I think this is why it is called a courseware.
Yeah.
It's not just a book. Sir, I think, the Charles Darwin theory, survival of the fittest.
Yes.
I think, McGraw-Hill has understood this thing very well that, every day lakhs of aspirants are applying. The competition is increasing. The paper is becoming very tricky. So it is very difficult, to clear these examinations. So if you do not go with the changing trends and patterns and the requirement, you will not clear the paper. And this is where the survival of the fittest come in.
Yes.
That, and hence that is why it is a courseware because we know very, very well, just reading content will not give you an edge. And here comes the McGraw-Hill edge where compared to other aspirants, we give you an edge that where we know, okay, just learning and rectifying is not what is going to give you an edge. So what is going to give you an edge? It is going to be the McGraw-Hill courseware. But I think, sir, we are giving you videos along with the theory so that your preparation is very holistic and we, adapt to the changing examination trends and patterns. So I think, sir, this is the thing we have cracked
this is
for
where
students.
Learning, retention, subject matter and insights all come together and to produce the courseware itself. And this is where now I think it's the right time to discuss the salient features of our courseware itself.
Yes, definitely. And this is the one-stop solution to all the aspirants who think leaving history is the solution. Not at all. Because we provide you all-in-one courseware on Indian history.
So finally, ancient, early medieval, modern art and culture are together in one courseware itself. You do not have to go to any other resource. Over and above that, they are not just prelims oriented, prelims and mains. The courseware allows you to then go to a level where you can solve all the questions. And ma'am, I think you already know that out of the 16 questions which came in the prelims examination, 14 could be solved through the Indian history courseware itself.
So I think, so this is one of the one-stop solutions students had been forever needing. So now let's discuss the salient features of our courseware.
So the first thing which makes it a courseware is that with the text, you will find these QR codes. These QR codes are actually 55 conceptual videos which have been recorded by us. And the idea here was that if a topic needs a mains level understanding or needs more depth, we have to go to a further, you can say, level of conceptual clarity. We are intervening. We both will intervene in multiple cases to make sure in 55 instances, in 55 QR codes placed within the chapters itself to help you understand over and above the text. That is where this is a game changer. That is where this is a courseware.
And I think, sir, what is very important here is, we have kept in mind that many students do not have a background of history. So like, complicated things like Ikta system, Nayankara system, Mansabdari system, students might not just be able to understand while reading. And this is where our videos help in because we come at the right places. You might think, oh my God, what is it? So I think we come at that place and provide you the solution for this.
Further, when it comes to any other resource which is available in the market right now, there is no courseware like this or any other resource because we have all 12 years of previous year questions arranged chapter wise over and above that, the explanation is not in textual form where you're trying to figure it out. What is the question trying to ask you? Or how should I approach it? We have prelims and mains QR codes for all the questions where we are again discussing how to approach the question, how to look at the options, and how to answer those questions. Right,
and I think, sir, here again we're providing the edge, because just learning the answers of the questions will not help you. You should know where is it, how is it, why is it in the paper, how is it being framed, why is this so relevant. So all these things cannot make you understand in a written format.
Yes.
And that is why we give you videos for this, where we tell you everything you need to know apart from what are the answers of this.
Yes. Then every theme starts with a thematic overview. If you have 5 themes, so 5 thematic overviews. This tells you what is the purpose, what is the concept, and how to approach the theme itself. Again, you will find a QR code. If you scan this, you will be taken to a video where we will be explaining to you that, okay, this is ancient India, only relevant for prelims. Look, approach this thematic like this, and therefore the questions are of this nature. This is to make sure that you don't get lost in the 5 themes, and together you have a holistic preparation in that regard.
And this is to guide you so that students do not get lost, so that you have a clear clarity. Okay, this is what I need for prelims and this is what I need for mains.
Then the master timelines. 4 master timelines are provided within the courseware itself. This is to make sure that when it comes to a chronological and progressive understanding, you have, for example, this is the modern India timeline. If you can learn all these dates, if you can answer to me what, for example, 1613 means, then you have already done 90% of your preparation. There are 5 major macro timelines placed in ancient, early medieval, medieval, and modern. Somewhere you must have gone through multiple resources. It's scattered. We brought it together and made it a one-stop solution.
And I think, so this just simplifies the whole context, because you can use this for revision. If you have no idea about the topic, you can just go through it. And timelines are one of the most important questions asked in any examination, apart from UPSC as well. And this is where come in our chapter overview. This is again very important, because whenever you're reading a chapter, we have given you every single topic and subtopic in our overviews. Again, so that you exactly know what all you are reading. Plus, when you read this, there are subsections. So sometimes, if you want to revise or you want to re-revise, or if you want to find something, you can directly go into these topics.
So this will give you an understanding of what is there. But as ma'am said, when you're revising, if you really don't want to, you've gone through the courseware, now you have a very good understanding, which you will have. What you can do is you can just go through the subsection and say, okay, this is what is the methodology. You can revise very quickly. Every chapter has this, and therefore you can easily revise and retain everything what you've learned generally.
And I think that this is also very important. Why sometimes when you're solving a question, you're like, okay, this topic went wrong. You can just go through the overview, find the subsection and read it, rather than wasting time browsing throughout it.
Thereafter, there are certain topics which you have to go beyond the text itself. Sometimes we have to go beyond UPSC level. This is where did you knows come through. They give you interesting features, interesting aspects, maybe something additional to what you would have read. This is to also feed your curiosity in that regard, that okay, this is something you should know about this topic. Current affairs is also integrated in this form with regards to did you knows, again sprinkled across every chapter for your better understanding.
And I think so sometimes, when you get a question statement based, did you knows one-liner comes as a part of the first statement.
Yes.
So this is going to give you that extra information plus the basic information, which I think many students just skip it.
Yes. And thereafter, because we can't be there physically, though we are there in video format, we are telling you what to concentrate on. Exam must-haves are to tell you these are the topics within the chapter itself which you cannot ignore. So we are telling you what is important, what is not important, and we're trying to intervene at any given moment to make sure that you don't get lost within the sea of history itself.
Just like an alarm, sir. Like you've read everything, but you have not read what is required for the exam. And I think it's very easy for students, to become off focus when it comes to history. So this is like an alarm that, okay, you've read everything, but have you read this? So this exam must-have will help you read those exact specific topics which are relevant as per the latest trends and patterns.
Then there is a standard thematic which we followed, infographics and info tables, which is throughout the course itself, anywhere where there was a way to condense the data further, or to bring it down into a simplistic manner, we've done that. We have multiple forms of flowcharts, we have multiple forms of tables, and all of them help you in effective learning. This is how we made notes. This is basically our notes for you. You don't have to go through 5,000 words to take out 100. We've already made it into 100 words.
And I think so this is very, very important because for a subject like history, there is so much information and so much factual things to read, and you can't leave anything. So once you start to make notes, it takes so much time. So we save you that time, and most of the areas which we think are difficult for you, we have given it in a table format, which is going to make your preparation very easy, and you will start loving history if you did not till now.
Then, obviously, historical geography is very important. We have seen 2 to 3 questions come through on maps itself. So, wherever possible, in a very high definition format, we have maps placed across the courseware itself. This will give you an understanding. You should go through these maps, identify certain areas. Some of these questions, and for UPSC or beat any state PCS examination, you can solve it just by the maps itself. Ma'am.
And here comes some micro timelines. I think something which every aspirants need, that okay, you have been reading this topic, but how does it go about, with time? We are reading Portuguese, but if you do not know which factory comes when, who is coming when, the entire story does not make any sense. So here we have micro timelines to cater to all those needs for the aspirants.
So we have a larger understanding, a macro timeline, then we have micro timelines. Together, these two timelines will help you first understand at a micro level, then at a macro level. So every chapter will end with this, and every thematic will start with a macro timeline. Together, these things come together to create a better understanding for your preparation in the larger scheme of things. So when we talk about the courseware Indian history itself, what we've tried to do is we've tried to bring in a one-stop solution. There are too many resources for you. This is your one-stop solution through which you can go through all the 5 thematics, be it prelims and mains. Everywhere where we could intervene, we have intervened in the process of videos itself. We have made sure that we can contribute into your journey in the best way possible.
And I think so this summarizes all of it. So we wish you all the very, very best in your UPSC journey, and we really hope that this courseware on our Indian history makes a very big change in your UPSC preparation, and you guys clear the examination and live the life of your dreams very, very soon. So all the very best.
All the best.